Good evening, welcome back. We're gonna jump ourselves into the second game of this two-game series. Power Rangers versus VirtusPro. You're watching the joinDota League. And we're gonna see if Power Rangers can make this into a 2-0, or if VirtusPro is gonna end this one on a 1-1 as well, like their series earlier today. Two-game series, that's all there is to it. It's a round robin, everybody faces each other twice, from each side once, and at the end of the season, the top four will move on to the playoffs. The lowest one will get dropped directly into the Division 2, while the two above that lower one will have to play regulation matches, which is not somewhere where you want to be, but for now, VirtusPro is there, so they kind of want to win this game to prevent them from being there, or at least make sure that they face the more easy of two opponents that are going to be there, like the number 2 and number 3 of the Division 2, if I'm correctly. Anyways, of course, I'm not alone for this match. Once again, I'm joined by GAdvance. Welcome back.
Yeah, there. I am back. And like you said, I never know what to say when you put me in that position. I'm like, yep, that is me.
I don't know, I think it was with Fogged, I think, like, because I kept saying, I'm not alone, and this is my co-caster. And he said I think it was him, he said at some point, well, it reminds me of the song from Michael Jackson. Like, I am not alone, you're here with me, blah, blah. So at some point...
I do not know that song.
You do? Oh my god, you do.
No, I don't.
Michael Jackson song.
I genuinely don't. I'm not a big Michael Jackson fan. I never really got the... I don't know, maybe I'm too young for it. Maybe.
Wow. Anyways, we started singing that. That was the most awkward intro I've ever done.
Okay, but yeah, like you said, VirtusPro, they're kind of clawing their way into trying to stay into the League Division 1, and they really do need to at this point because they've been struggling a little bit, and you know, it's a long-standing team, VirtusPro, as well, really. It's a long-standing team, and I think if they drop down, I think that would be pretty disappointing for them because they have a pretty all-star lineup. I mean, who's the least heard of player on their team? Maybe Jotum? The rest of them are all like...
Jotum has been around for a very long time, though, and he's been streaming a lot as well. I guess he is. Yeah, but imagine, names. Considering that, he is indeed probably the least known players of the team, while he is still very, very, very known. Oh, wow.
That said, VirtusPro get themselves Dazzle Slardar, which is a ridiculously good combo. The plan is kill the enemy team.
Yes. Now, there is one downside. Of course, I mean... Slardar Dazzle...
There are no downsides. There are
downsides, because Slardar Dazzle got made most popular by Rock's Kiss. And the first couple of times it was super duper strong because nobody was banning anything about those two heroes, and they picked them up 3rd and 4th. Now, if you pick them up 1st and 2nd, your enemy team knows exactly what you're going to do, so they can already start creating their own plan against this Miner's Armor strat. So they've got already Nature's Prophet. Regardless of who they were going to be up against, this was a strong hero to have, because Shasharket, Nature's Prophet, need I say more? On top of that, I mean, what do you think is the best thing to do against the Miner's Armor strat? Is that just go for split push, full out split push, or try to fight them earlier than the Slardar can fight? That's the main thing, right? I mean, Slardar, he's great and all, but he kind of wants to have a Blink Dagger.
He does pretty much need a Blink Dagger. The thing is do you know what's ironically the best hero versus this combo? As far as theory goes, because they're going to be diving your towers, they're going to be jumping on top of you.
Bristleback?
Bristleback is good, but the best hero versus it would be Dazzle.
But there is already a Dazzle.
You can't pick Dazzle versus Dazzle.
No, you can't. It's not.
He would be
League
perfect
Legends.
for it. No, good. Thank God.
Although I don't think, like in League of Legends, if you're playing competitive, can you also still pick the same heroes?
I think you can. I'm pretty sure. I don't know. I don't watch any League.
That would be stupid. No.
Yeah, of course it would be stupid. I'm sure it's a feature.
But in competitive League of Legends, you shouldn't be able to pick the same heroes. And no.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Do you have like?
You probably shouldn't be able to.
Imagine this. Have two of the same lineups against each other. Oh my god, that should be a mode at some point. That should be in the game.
That would be an interesting mode to see. I feel like it could end up being really boring though. Do you know what I mean? Because how is Dazzle Slardar going to fight Dazzle Slardar? For instance, they can't. They actually can't.
No, but
the
that
person
means
who
that
initiates
it's truly
second
the
is going to
better
win.
team wins.
No, because a big part of being the better team is having a superior strategy and draft.
But then, you know, it's who can execute the same strategy the best.
Maybe, but
Okay,
part
how
of the
about a
execution is who
game
you're
mode?
against.
A game mode where each team can pick a hero, one after the other, like first one team picks and the other team picks, and those heroes are for both teams.
Yeah, this sounds mental. This sounds dumb. Your idea is dumb, Sheever. I'm sorry.
VirtusPro's
Well,
turn
we'll
to
see.
pick.
Anyways, maybe at some point
Yeah.
we'll find out. Anyways,
Either way, VP needs something to deal.
Yeah.
Not VP. PR needs something to deal with the Dazzle Slardar, and they need something that can help them defensively. I
Yeah.
think in the lane.
well, they've already picked up a Visage, which is, of course, a hero that they used in the previous game as well. Visage with the Vengeful Spirit. Because what I'm thinking right now is that Slardar, like I said, needs a Blink Dagger, needs some startup. What if you go for an aggressive Trilane against him? Where's that Witch Doctor with the Vengeful Spirit? Aggressive Trilane.
That's doable, but the thing is, VP have only picked up one support so far. They can still pick up other supports. Ancient Apparition isn't in the pool, but for instance, they could pick up something like a Crystal Maiden or a Venomancer, a little bit more old school supports, but they would complement that tri-lane very, very well. And Dazzle, Slardar, Venomancer, or Crystal Maiden, that's very difficult to go aggressive against, especially if you're a hero like a Visage, who is ultra vulnerable, although he's very long range. It's difficult to deal with this. I mean, Slardar Dazzle is such a good combo for multiple different reasons, not just that it's great minus armor, but the thing is that they both do lots of early physical damage. I mean, Dazzle isn't known as a physical damage dealer, but combined with Slardar, he definitely does it. And the thing is, Slardar wants to play aggressive, even in the laning stage, even if he just got treads before he's got his Blink Dagger. He wants to sprint up, he wants to stun you, he wants to fight you. You know, he wants to put his ulti on you, he wants to beat down on you.
Early on in the game, he doesn't have his ulti. There's a flaw in your strategy.
That's true. But still, Slardar is able to run in and fight, and still wants that because he just does a ton of damage at that stage of the game. And even if Slardar gets low, with the Dazzle behind him, he can use that Grave on him. So the combo is just very difficult to deal with. Perhaps Power Rangers might just want to try and avoid it.
Well, they pick up a Naga, with something that VirtusPro knows a lot about, because they have played a lot of Naga today. At least 2 games already. Power Rangers has banned a lot of offlane heroes, which I find interesting because maybe they just want to make sure that Nature's Prophet has it. Like, I'm still thinking perhaps aggressive Trilane. Oh, because if Nature's Prophet is going to be up against a Darkseer, that is not a fun lane for Nature's Prophet. His Treants, he has to be very careful to not feed them to the Darkseer, basically, with the Iron Shell there. It's, if that's going to be a safe lane Nature's Prophet, I'm not too convinced about it. But they have done it before, that's the whole thing. I think they could still have, it's still potential. I mean, Slardar, he can misplay, put on his haste, still get caught out, take extra damage and die, regardless if Dazzle is healing or not. And if Dazzle puts a Grave on him, then they can go on Dazzle instead, because then they have got a Soul Assumption, which is huge. They get the Shadow Shaman, so this looks like heavy push. And on top of that, there is no guarantee that this Shadow Shaman is a support.
Yeah, Shadow Shaman mid, definitely pretty strong at this point. One of these two, the Naga Siren or the Shadow Shaman, is going to be a farming hero for the team. And to be honest, I think this game, I definitely prefer it to be a Shadow Shaman. I think Power Rangers, they need to come up with something special pretty quick here, because VirtusPro's lineup is looking very, very scary to deal with. They have the Invoker as well. The Darkseer, not a hero we see very often, but it means that, you know, if they work this properly together, Slardar can basically ravage the enemy team. Invoker can drop combos on 5 heroes, etc. I'm almost tempted to say PR needs something like a sniper. Somebody who can sit way back out of the fight and do damage to Slardar before he can actually get even close. You know, something like that maybe.
I'm not sure though, because there is an Invoker.
Vulnerable.
I mean, there's...
I'm not saying it's not vulnerable. It's probably going to get them killed, but
yeah.
Right now, VirtusPro's lineup is just so much better to me that I feel they have to throw all their eggs in one basket. You know what I mean? Wow.
And the Sniper
Enigma
basket.
Darkseer.
Vacuum Black Hole Wombo combos. Woo, let's see if they can make that happen, because we've seen VirtusPro in the first game they played today. They picked up a Tidehunter. They had this whole team fight, 5-man, 5-on-5 thing lined up. And then their enemies decided, hey, you know what? Our enemies want a 5-man fight? Let's never 5-man fight. thank you. So I'm not sure if this is the way to go for VirtusPro. Oh my god, that rhymed. But I see the potential because they don't need to have a 5-man fight because Slaughter and Dazzle are good on their own. And Enigma and Darkseer can just take out one person if they want to. Or two.
Yeah, they definitely can do. And again, we see Batrider pick up. That said, Batrider has not been... I mean, he's not been like a standout hero in these games, really. He's had a few good plays for each team that's picked him up, but mostly I've been kind of underwhelmed by all the Batrider picks that have been picked up. I mean, PR, they're running the Naga Siren carry, so they are very vulnerable early on, and VP's lineup, whilst it has a lot of team fight, it's not actually just a pure team fight lineup, is it? I mean, they have, for instance, the Slardar Dazzle combo, which is great during the laning stage for getting kills. So, I don't know. This is interesting for both of these teams here. They're very eclectic drafts, actually.
Yeah, let's take a look at who's playing what. I mean, now with the Naga Siren as a core, they kind of need to be having a safe trial in here for Power Rangers because this Naga needs to farm. We'll see if she's going to be allowed that because the Naga or Darkseer is not going to be... Well, it's not going to be easy for Moon to deal with that Iron Shell. Anyways, Moon will play the Naga Siren, eating a lot of threes as he goes through his own jungle. J4 supporting on the Naga Siren. It is FNG once again on the Visage. On the middle lane, it is Batrider for the first time today. We've seen him in a lot of games, but for the first time actually mid, played by Scandal. And then last but not least, it is Cheshire Cat. He'll be on the offlane / jungle. And it's Nature's Prophet, of course, for him as his signature hero.
Yeah, and on the side of VP, on the safe lane farmer for the team, it's going to be Illidan Strangeby. He's going to be picking up the Slardar. NS is going to be on the Dazzle. The mid lane for the team is going to be G picking up the Invoker. The other support he's going to be going into the jungle is... What? What's up?
That set! Look at the headpiece of the Invoker. I have not seen that
I wanted
mask
to mention
before.
that, yeah, actually. The Invoker does look really sweet. That set looks really sweet. That's
It
probably
does.
one of my favourite Invoker sets. Probably my favourite, actually.
That's pretty cool. Okay, sorry.
He does look pretty cool. No, it's okay. I mean, it was worth it. That Invoker looks badass. And he's actually going Exort this game. Wow.
Ooh.
That's interesting.
As
Because
in,
it's... I mean, Exort is basically bad at the moment. Let's not beat around the bush. Exort is not very good.
yeah, we've seen a couple of people... Wait a second. Jotham, what are you doing here? Oh, the Iron Shells. How... J4 wants to just sit there with the shackle on him and so that his teammate can hit on the Darkseer, but with all those Iron Shells on, look at J4, he's so sad, he's already down to half health, and you can't really go for a shackle at all if you're up against the Darkseer.
Yeah, there's not much you can do with these two heroes against the Darkseer here. Even FNG, not a great hero for actually dealing with the Darkseer, because as soon as you use Grave Chill, he can just immediately surge, and it does absolutely nothing to him. So they basically have to rely on the Hex, and that's pretty much all they have. Otherwise, they're just going to be burning through tangos here. I mean, look, Shadow Shaman, half health, already used up 2 tangos.
It's pretty scary here for well, for Moon, most of all. He needs his farm. We've seen that in the previous game. In comes the Shackle before the Iron Shells are up, and Jotham surges himself away. That's how they need to do this. If they want to be able to force him away, no Iron Shells, and then go for him. And talking about going for someone, bottom lane, it is Cheshire Cat that's in some trouble. He tries to run. He has got boots, but with the haste up on Slaughter, this might turn ugly very fast. Could also be a turn and burn if someone just came in, but another crush comes out, and it looks like Power Rangers is going to lose their first hero of the game, unless this tower can actually get the first kill mode. A heal comes out just in time from an S. And Power Ranger, Cheshire Cat, is he going to chase this? Not with that poison on him. That was pretty damn close, though.
Possibly a little bit of a deep dive there, but in the end, nobody actually dies from that, which is pretty surprising.
Yeah.
But it shows off exactly what I meant, though, is that there's absolutely no way a Slardar at that stage of the game should be able to run forwards with Sprint, which makes you take 15% extra damage, and get in there, still not even get the kill, but managed to get out. I mean, he dived onto 2 towers. He got hit by 2 towers there.
Yep.
So
Dazzle and VP.
And at the very least, they did send Cheshire Cat back to base for a little bit. So Jotham is definitely going to be doing better on this offlane than Cheshire Cat is, because the thing is Jotham is almost certain to not get killed, whereas Cheshire Cat has to be constantly afraid, because if he gets stunned by Illidan, he will probably die. Especially if he's too far forward.
Yep, fully agree. It's it's scary for Cheshire Cat. So far, I mean, he's getting some levels. He's level 3. Jottam, level 4 almost. He actually gets ensnared. He might be in some trouble. There comes a shackle as well while the surge is going on. So that is one first blood going the way of Power Rangers. And it is Jottam that is now the one behind compared to both supports, as NS cannot stop the teleport, or did not stop the teleport from Nature's Prophet. He's back into the base. Oh well. That was first blood though.
Good kill for them.
Yeah.
Good kill for them, but he's still out leveling him. He's still out leveling him. He's still going to be slightly out CSing him, I assume. Yeah, he's out CSing him by pretty large amount actually. 5 CS at this point for an offlaner is pretty huge. But the big thing for me is I want to see how G is going to do, because he's playing Exort Invoker. As I said before, it got nerfed, it got changed around. A lot of people would argue that it's pretty bad to go Exort Invoker now. It does give you a ton of base damage, but
it really just depends on what kind of play you want to be doing. I mean, if you're gonna go for the wombo combo play, your tornado can actually set up for a nice black hole. But on the other side, if Enigma has a blink dagger, an exort build is gonna allow you to do more damage while the black hole vacuum is going on.
Yeah, and this game, I would say they probably don't need any more team fight. They already have Darkseer as well as the Enigma, and if the Slardar gets up a pretty timely Blink Dagger as well. So yeah, I'd say, you know, more physical damage, more focused target damage is potentially better, but the problem is that the actual laning and, you know, the way the hero works is just not as strong. And it looks like he's being gone on.
Cat is in trouble, but in comes a kill for the Invoker as well. Sorry, Invoker got a kill, but Invoker is also dead because from the side, FNG came and Scandal, you're dead. Double kill for G, as he gets a kill on the Nature's Prophet and on the Batrider. Well, of course, both Invoker and Slardar die, so you could argue that it's actually a favorable trade for Power Rangers, to be honest.
Yeah, pretty worth it for Power Rangers there. I mean, they lose their Batrider in the dive, but they get the kill off first, so the G doesn't get any of the XP for it, whereas the Batrider does, and it's a successful rotation for FNG, so even with the double kill, I would say it's probably worth it. And Illidan, look at the aggression here from these guys. Yeah,
stuck inside the Sprout, in comes the lasso as well, Scandal level 6, and it's Illidan that dies for the second time. The Shackle comes out on the Dazzle, who's dying as well. 2 extra kills going the way of Power Rangers. And this is the kind of Power Rangers that we know, that we've seen time and time again. You cannot aggress the aggressors. That's basically what it comes down to.
Yeah, and the thing is they didn't wait for their Enigma there. Nor did they wait for the Enigma to get 6. He was like 2 creeps from getting 6 there, and they decided to dive into the tier 2. Plenty of people TPing in from the side of PR. I think that was the critical thing, is that they just didn't have the numbers there. PR jumped in with 3 people to counter-initiate. Well, they had 2 people counter-initiating, and VP, they started with 2. They never brought in their Enigma, and they should have just waited for him. There's no real reason not to.
Or just go for the tower, you know, the safe bet.
Yeah, the safe bet for them, definitely. It's not like they're going to be counter-initiated underneath the tier 1, but the tier 2 is a big difference.
J4 and FNG have smoked up. It's nighttime, of course, still, so they are going to try to find a kill on the Invoker, who is also getting some help as the smoke is up there. In comes the Malefice. Is it enough? The slow is there also from the poison, and the black hole will get used for that, but in comes the supports for Power Rangers. The Batrider will still die though, but at least they get a return kill on the Invoker. FNG still trying to run, will go down as well. A Shackle coming out on an S, but where's the backup? Grave will keep an S safe as he lands another poison on J4, who might actually get picked up here. He has to be careful. In comes some more backup. It's Cheshire Cat, but he gets cold snapped. G eats himself a tree, and he will be able to get the kill here up on Cheshire Cat. That's another kill. That's 3 for 1, and a Sunstrike double kill for G. And oh my god, this is a dominating Invoker, and don't you dare call Exort bad in this game.
I was just thinking how much of an idiot I sound after calling Exort bad. And G is absolutely playing out of his mind right now. He's probably going to go down to this Batrider, but he's doing his best, really. He might actually try and turn, but no, he's already gone.
Slardar will kill Visage at the same time. He'll get away. But that was actually... I have to say, I mean, that was a dominating streak gold going the way of the Batrider, which is a lot of gold. Is it actually Batrider that got the kill? No, it's Nature's Prophet that got the kill. Oh, I was thinking, like, that would be a huge boon to the Batrider, because of course he still wants to have his blink dagger, but he's fairly far off. But
God,
Nature's
what a
Prophet
rat
actually
Dota
gets
player. Cheshire Cat just stealing the kill from his teammates.
To be honest,
doesn't even turn up, just ults.
Yeah.
Admittedly, he turned up beforehand and died, so
yes.
probably not his fault that he was a bit, apprehensive about turning up and diving under a tower a second time in a row. But
well, there's a lot of gold now up on the Mage property. He almost has a Hannah Midas ready, so that's going to be decent for him at least, and for his team, of course, as well. We'll allow him to be in the fights later on, even though I don't think it's going to stop him to only have a Midas to be in fights, as we just saw already. J4 is getting some experience on the bottom lane, so now he is level 6, he has got those wards, and we will probably see some towers die soon, or at least some aggression again. And this is a scary part, because if Power Rangers now get a successful gank off, which is going to be difficult because there's 4 people in the middle lane right now, but if they are successful, they're going to be towers dropping fairly far after that, as VirtusPro get themselves some extra armor, and they're just gonna try to go for Roshan with the wards from the Shadow Shaman. Screw that tier 1 tower. Oh, Slaughter.
Oh no, they know about this.
No, or do they? Yeah, they do.
I think they do.
They saw. Well,
I think they just kind of worked it out. Not sure how.
if nobody comes to defend a tier 1, then, you know. And to be honest, I mean, they have got a very good Roshan killing lineup themselves.
Yeah, perhaps
VirtusPro,
if they just had a medallion, they would have been able to almost do that, actually. And
they don't need a
goodbye,
medallion. They've
FNG.
got the amplified damage from the Slaughter. And bye, Visage.
Oh, I was talking about PR's team.
Oh, yeah.
PR have a good team for doing it as well, because they have the Shadow Shaman. Both teams could do with a medallion, though. It's more minus armor.
Yeah, well, this
You're
is going to
crazy.
be a Roshan going the way of VirtusPro by the looks of it. I'm not sure if Power Rangers can fight this. They do have a lasso up for the Bat Rider, but he does not have any mana for it.
Nor does he have a Blink Dagger at this point,
Yeah.
which is an important item for both teams, because Illidan doesn't have it either. Both of them have been shut down a little bit from getting that Blink Dagger early. Illidan more so than the Bat Rider.
I have to say, I do like that ward that VirtusPro plays, making sure that if someone comes to check on Roche, they know it. Of course, they can't see up the high ground here on the other side near the secret shop, but it's a very good ward, I believe. As yeah, Bat Rider will be actually helping out again. He comes back. Cheshire Cat's pushing on the bottom lane, while middle lane gets pushed by VirtusPro. Let's see who gets the first tower. Slaughter almost
Looks
gets his
like-
Vanguard ready if he wants to. He can.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if he actually goes for the Vanguard, though, because I think really he does need the initiation tool this game. Oh, that said, the Enigma, it looks like, has Enigma just bought a Blink Dagger or a mech? No,
Mech.
he's bought a mech, so yeah, this is, for me, I would say, rush the Blink Dagger. You don't actually need the Vanguard, and wow, misplay from Illidan. What? Illidan, please,
That's an
learn
exclamation
to last
mark.
hit.
Just saying.
That's an exclamation mark? Oh my god. Sheever needs to go back to school, guys. Can't
Well,
draw
it
exclamation
was
marks.
like one of the like this. It's good. It works. It's a very big one. Yeah. Anyways, Blink Dagger Bat Rider. That's gonna be an item that Power Ranger really needs. And what's
That's
that?
way better. What? Oh, it started disappearing. My
Yeah, but I
exclamation mark
saw
was
it.
really good.
I saw it. It's not. No,
Yeah, it was really good.
Has to be a pointy one.
What? Exclamation mark's not done like that, no. I like cartoony. When you do a big exclamation mark, it's not pointy. It's like squared off.
Oh, I make a pointy one. It's my exclamation mark. I can draw it however I want to. Smoke up for VirtusPro as they
Not
are
if it doesn't look like
hasting.
one.
Looking for a target. There, like if Illidan wants to, he can get a Vanguard right now, but I think he really needs a Blink Dagger first, and perhaps he is indeed saving for that. As for the moment, he will be trying to find a target just by running in like a headless chicken. Well, not really a headless chicken. He is. Oh, he finds someone. Hello, crushed FNG. You're so gone.
That is a very, very dead hero right there.
Yes.
He's
it
just
is.
been destroyed by that. Yeah, Illidan at this point is definitely going for a Blink Dagger. Because AA hasn't gone for one, they need somebody to be able to initiate. I mean, Jotum would be ideally their mid-game teamfight initiator, but he's not done badly on the offlane, certainly, but he's, you know, that first kill on him sets him back just a little bit, and he's not expected to be that farmed at this stage, so Illidan will probably pick that up soon, but the pushing from VP is very strong at this stage of the game, actually. With a full mech on them, with the Dazzle as well, and the Invoker. Enigma is great pushing hero as well. Illidan, pretty terrible pushing hero, but everybody else is pretty strong for it. So they're just going to try and take out the tier 2 top as well now.
Yeah, I have to say, like, that Aegis was in the pit for so long Naga Siren now picked it up. She also has money for a relic, which she actually purchased. So with the Radiance, Power Rangers is going to try to do the same thing that VirtusPro tried to do in the first game they had today. We'll see who was more successful though, as Moon might be in some trouble. We'll be able to put out the song and make sure that he gets away, even though he gets Malefice, but I think he's okay.
That was a pretty paranoid song there.
I really thought that J4 was fine, but boy was I wrong. Moon also not so fine, as Illidan makes sure that the Aegis is already gone. There's no song anymore, and better yet, there is no backup for Moon whatsoever. Luckily for her, she already purchased her Radiance, so she doesn't lose that much. But, I mean, she shouldn't have died to begin with. She used her song for that.
Yeah, but I mean, why not song and TP there? That's just a little bit of not understanding of where the map, who's on the map at that point, because she didn't know where Illidan was, and well, Illidan was coming out from behind, and again, just diving the towers here. This is pretty strong play from the side of VP. They need to keep this momentum up though, because like you said, they've got their relic up on the Naga Siren, and this is much faster than the relic was up on the Naga Siren in the other game as well.
Yes.
And they have more kills on the side of PR, so VP have to work that bit much harder at this point. But they are definitely pushing strong at this point. I mean, 2 tier 2s have just gone down. The third one will probably go down pretty soon.
Yeah, and I mean, this was the first time that Naga actually died. We also have Nature's Prophet split pushing on the bottom lane with some Treants. So Power Rangers is getting, yeah, they're getting a lot more, as what you said, compared to that first Naga Siren that we saw today. If it's enough, I'm not sure. I mean, the Power Rangers, they're having so many, or so little farming space left, to be honest. I mean, it's even come to the point where Cheshire Cat does the most horrible thing that I can think of. Jungle cliff farming.
Oh god. Why, Cheshire Cat, why?
I am the human mushroom ward.
The human mushroom ward.
He's gonna get the last hit.
That's an interesting title.
Oh, he can't get the last hit because
there's
a bleed.
There's a yeah, Illidan will kill him.
Yeah.
I would love to have seen, like, the difference between your play and, like, Cheshire Cat's play then, because I know you would have done it.
I would have like, oh my god, I'm gonna steal this last hit from him.
And then
it's
you'd be like
awesome.
so confused, you'd be like, oh, why did I die? Oh right, that's it, I did a really dumb thing. Yeah. I've got to admit, I would probably have like thought about it and then like cancelled like just as I was about to.
Oh, I would have thought about it, done it, and then afterwards thought, okay.
And then thought about how stupid you felt afterwards.
Probably something like that, yes.
Yeah, the blink on Illidan. I mean, look at Illidan, the way he's actually playing this here. He's playing purely for the blink in this, because he's not bothered with the Vanguard. He's not even bothering finishing his treads, even though he has 1,000 gold. Like, he just wants to fight right now, right? That's very impatient.
And it's gonna be tougher now that Moon has his Radiance ready. So we'll see. What is that courier doing? Oh, it's gonna refill the bottle. We do have the wards being used bottom.
About, by the way.
Tier 2 tower. Dead. Sorry.
Yep, they're gonna get that, which is a smart use of wards, but they won't have it to defend their tier 3 if the side of VP want to go up there. But yeah, one thing that we haven't talked about is Naga Siren great versus Blink Initiators, because Radiance does stop you from using your Blink Dagger for about 3 seconds it is. So every time one of those Radiance illusions gets towards Illidan, he's not able to do what he really needs to do, which is blink on top of somebody, crush, and then amp damage and just fight.
And not just Illidan, Arsart of course as well with his Blink Dagger now. I mean, he can't really get anything done if one of those illusions is there, which is right now not the case because there were no illusions. Now they are there. We'll see if Power Rangers want to try and make a play or if they just want to buy more time and force VirtusPro out. Those illusions are not really tanky just yet. And they're just being there to try and stop the push, as you can see. They don't want to go for the initiation. The thing is, I mean, if they would lose a fight right now, they'd lose the game. So they can't afford to try. It's too risky.
Yeah, they're just going to try and extend this, but at the moment, I mean, with the Dazzle and all the creeps that they're able to put out there, as well as the mech, it takes them a long time and a lot of spam to actually clear out the creep wave here. I mean, NS in just a few seconds is going to heal up these creeps again, and they're going to hit on the tower again. This tower is going to probably go down eventually like this.
Yeah,
that's if VP decide to keep on doing this.
I mean, with that's Forge Spirits again, super strong. Might not be as strong as they used to be, but they're still very good for slow pushing like this.
Nah, Exort sucks. That said, G has been playing great this game actually. No, Exort doesn't suck, it just sucks more than it used to.
That was the last illusion, by the way. Oh, never mind. This is the last illusion, by the way. Next illusions, Not up
This
just
is the
yet for another 10
last
seconds.
illusion, by the way.
Oh, come on. Stop doing that, Moon.
This is Naga Siren. There's always more illusions, and it's always more annoying to deal with. But tower is still going to lower and whoa.
And Hex straight away. Lasso as well. Illidan back to the tier 4. Shackled, killed. Needs a BKB, and the rest of his team was not able to follow with that Radiance in there. They tried to catch out some more people. Is there a song? Is there an ensnare? Can they find some people? Jotum will get picked up. Tries to do something with the wall there, but can't do it. And now the song. Catch the last two remaining people. Well, 2 of the remaining 3 people there. But with Enigma not caught there, they don't want to try. And especially not with the buybacks happening. Of course, we had the Slaughter buying back as well as the Darkseer. So that is scary town for Power Rangers, as they already lost the Rex. I mean, the push is still very strong with the Necronomicons coming out. As I believe they saw, yeah, Invoker having Necronomicons. And of course, you know, all the minions.
Yeah, crazy aggression from Illidan, but here's the thing. All the ultimates are down on PR now, and they really needed them to defend their base. This VP are just going to keep on going up there, so smart buybacks.
The crush. This time Shadow Shaman not on the ball enough. We'll get amplified damage on him. One more hit. We'll take him down. And there it is. The Darkseer that gets him in the end. The Black Hole catches a Scandal as only one. Interrupted by the Ensnare. As we do still have Slardar going down to the Visage. The Sprout comes out. Enigma locked in place. Will go down as actually the Darkseer still goes down from a long-range Soul Assumption, and 4 people dead on the side of VirtusPro. 5 people dead on the side of VirtusPro as Naga Siren still catches out the Dazzle on the outskirts of the fight. I mean, they get the fight. It is now 13-14. It's the start of the turnaround for Power Rangers, but they still lost their ranged racks.
Yeah, they did lose their range racks, but let's be fair, Naga Siren, not exactly a hero that often cares about that. They also have the Nature's Prophet. This is a huge turnaround, actually. VP, potentially, I thought they were going to win that fight, but Slardar jumped actually a bit too far forwards twice in a row, and now they're actually behind on kills. The net worth of the Naga Siren is now the richest person in the game, and
look
what
at the
she picked up
graphs
here, actually.
Especially
the
experience
weren't that
graph.
far away. Wow, that's a huge difference there. That's enormous stat rate right now. And PR, unless they're very heavily disrupted by the side of VP, are going to massively outfarm them at this point. Look at the heroes that VP have. They have a Slardar and an Invoker. Not particularly great farming heroes. Whereas PR, they have things like, well, I mean, PR do have good killing heroes. Sorry, that's VP have good killing heroes. But PR now, they have the Naga Siren, who obviously is going to split push a ton and, you know, farm multiple camps at a time, and Nature's Prophet, who's ultra mobile on the map, can farm pretty much anywhere he wants to. This is pretty dangerous for the side of VP. I think they might have just thrown then.
It could be. I mean, they have got the Invoker with a level 3 Necronomicon, so they really go for the push, which is nice and all that, but right now the Naga, it has just more push. Maybe they're trying to just make Naga kill herself by taking the ticks from the Necronomicon units, but they have to be so careful. And like right now, I'd like to see a Scythe of Ice on an Invoker or on the Darkseer, but neither is building that.
Yeah, Invoker, he just went for a Necronomicon, and the Darkseer, well, he's actually pretty far behind. He's just got a Force Staff.
Yeah.
So he's pretty low down on farm, actually. In fact, Illidan is as well as that. He's well below the farm of the Enigma. And Enigma, a great farming hero, obviously. Of all the junglers, probably farms the fastest, but this is surprising. Ooh, Illidan.
Yeah, I double-clicked his blink, so it doesn't get anything. The crush doesn't hit on anybody either, but Mad Bomber, J4, still dead. Song comes out though. Looks like they want to try and fight this. They go for Illidan first. Dazzle already picked up by the Visage at the back with the Soul Assumption, and a Lasso comes out for the Slardar. As this Visage is just... I think the J4 is playing the wrong hero. J4 has... Oh, wait a second. Scandal in some trouble. Gets amplified damage. Ooh, still gets picked up. Gee. So much damage coming out. Was that the Necronomicon warrior? Yes, it was. That was the
Necronomicon. It was killed off by the Radiance burn, I believe.
No, by the burn from the Bear Rider, because he died from that. Right. I think.
Oh, yeah, okay.
But, did you see, like, J4's name is, he's respawning soon, so I'll be able to say, like, J4 Mad Bomber. But that's, like, FNG. He was just standing in one location, just pressing W every single time.
Soul Assumption, 4-second cooldown, does a ridiculous amount of damage, and he's going to soon have Aghanim Scepter as well as that. He can put out a lot of damage, and VP probably aren't focusing him heavily enough, because the thing is he's very easy to kill off if they want to actually kill him, but if they don't touch him in the fight, he's going to do way more damage than most of the heroes on the map can do at this point in the game. Apart from, maybe the Invoker can probably do more damage, and the Naga Siren over a very long duration fight, but otherwise, yeah, it's Visage just does a ton.
Yeah. In the meantime, Lasso drags home NS. Well, home.
And they're going to take Roshan from this.
Really
this is a huge turnaround for PR. This game looked very much in favor of VP. They bought back to try and take down a Rax. They didn't manage to finish off the Rax, and, well, Naga Siren, she's going to be soon towards having a Manta style. And at that point, I worry if VP can ever actually end the game versus her, because they don't have a carry who is particularly good at going up against the high ground and going up against lots of illusions. They have a carry who's great at focusing down a single target and jumping on people when they're out of position.
Moon actually almost killed Invoker, or sorry, Enigma with the illusions, just with a burn.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what happens at this stage of the game, because the illusions do a ton of damage. I mean, Radiant's got buffed and buffed and buffed because not enough people were buying it on different heroes, and now it's working.
Oh, Black Hole being used to stop Cheshire.
I think Cheshire Cat is... I mean,
I don't think he's happy with that.
I think that's... Yeah, he's question marking it, but... I mean, why not, right? Because the thing is VP probably don't want to take a huge team fight until they maybe get a couple more items up. They know that the PR in the meantime are going to out-farm them, but at the very least they can shut down Prophet's farm for just a little bit of time. And he does have Midas off cooldown, so that it hurts him pretty badly there. He's probably a little bit annoyed that they did that, but annoyed because in reality they probably should have done it.
In the meantime, it was VirtusPro that tried to go for an initiation in mid, apparently. Song was used there to try and to allow people for teleporting out. FNG was the target of that one. FNG with a gem, of course. Very important target to take down for VirtusPro. I mean, obviously there's higher priority targets, but it's a very good one to have, because look at the ward coverage that Power Rangers has. Compare that to VirtusPro. I mean, they only have one Puni Sentry up, which is scouting out one Observer Ward, but they're not going to be joining the dire jungle anytime soon. It's too scary.
Yeah, it's too scary, and to be honest, at this point, PR are going to be doing way more
damage.
damage.
Did you see that Forge Spirit?
I did not see that Forge Spirit.
So let me tell you the story of the Forge Spirit, because the Forge Spirit were getting chased down by a bundle of heroes from Power Rangers, and then one Forge Spirit was almost dead, and the other Forge Spirit denied him. Yep.
Wow.
Yep, microing coming up from Z. Oh, Willoden in the side of Lasso. Can he get himself out? He gets hexed up as well, and he should be a one dead fish. There we go. Nature's Prophet with the last hit.
It took them a long time to kill him off there, but they do eventually get the kill, and an important one, because he's the linchpin to the side of VP's aggression. Even with their big teamfight wombo combo, unless they completely finish off the Naga Siren, which is very difficult to do with just Black Hole and a wall, they need somebody to actually focus her down. So she's just going to be able to use Song of the Siren after the fight, you know, after everything else is burned on her, and they need that Slardar to do that. So they lose the linchpin to their aggression, and I mean, VP, they just have to spend more time sitting back farming, knowing that PR are going to be completely out-farming them and have way stronger late game as well. So, difficult position for them. Now, Manta Style is finished up on Naga. She's still got 3 minutes on her Aegis as well.
How do you deal with it? How would you deal with this? Because you can try to lay the game as much as...
I would lose.
Well, you can try to delay the game as much as you can, right? I mean... Fair enough, but it will be tougher and tougher because those illusions are going to get stronger and stronger, and they will eventually split push. So you will be the one, we need it to be the one to initiate, VirtusPro that is. So is it then wait for the BKBs and then go 5-man and try to end it? Or is it hoping that Power Rangers makes a mistake in terms of positioning? Because you can hope all you want, but I don't think Power Rangers is going to do that. If they continue playing the way this is, with the Nature's Prophet split pushing as well as the Naga Siren illusions, well... Good luck, but as you said, I think they would have lost if they do that.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they can try for a smoke gank or something, but that's difficult because it's very obvious when you're smoke ganking if you're being split pushed against, because nobody is defending towers, nobody is defending against illusions that are killing out creep waves and are pushing your base in. And, well, this is going to be an important kill for them because they're going to get J4 here, probably, hopefully.
Well, are they, though? The Sprout comes out. Maybe J4 will still die, but he tries to do whatever he can to help do as much damage to Slaughter as possible. They even use the wards for that. It's going to be okay. It's going to be okay. And it's only J4 that they get, though. They do use 4 heroes for that. 5 heroes actually rotated bottom, just to make sure that Slaughter did not die.
Yeah, they end up spending all of that to keep the Slardar alive, but this gives them a chance to go aggressive, but they don't actually, they're not able to use that chance because look what's happening on the top lane, look what's happening in the mid lane. Split push.
Yeah, I mean,
split push is difficult to deal with.
They might not have gotten the tier 2 towers down, but look at that one on the top. I mean, the Visage Familiars will do their job as well. It's so annoying. I think everybody has had one game in Dota, if they actually play Dota, that, you know, you're up against a team like this where you don't feel you're doing that bad, but you just don't have an answer for what the enemy is doing with their split push. You just can't deal with it. As we do have, wow! This is actually FNG. He's gonna maybe able to get a kill here. He will still end up going down, but look at this! He's almost able to kill off Illidan here, just because he was by himself. In the meantime, Nature's Prophet does get a kill on the Dazzle. He's actually sitting inside of the base of his enemy right now, fighting up against Jotum. Power Rangers, he cannot teleport himself out. He has got himself a 4-staff, and he actually gets a double kill. Now in comes Illidan, and gets the kill. So that is still something in return for that, but 3 heroes dead for Power Rangers, as we might still have a 4th dead, because G is trying to get away from the burn, and it looks like he's going to be successful in that one, but... Well, that's a way to deal with it. Just fight everywhere at once. Power Rangers did not know who to back up, I think.
Yeah, I mean, that was pretty good for the side of VP, but the thing is Moon wasn't involved. He burnt people a little bit with illusions, didn't actually turn up to the fight, and he's now up to another 3k gold. They need to get and kill Moon as well as the rest of the side of PR, because whilst Moon is up, they cannot push. They just absolutely cannot do it. And whilst Cheshire Cat is up, they cannot push either. So that's 2 heroes they need to get rid of to stop that. And even then, there's actually other things that they can use to split push. You know, Shadow Shaman can blink out of nowhere, Mass Serpent Warder Tower, the Visage Familiars can come in and help. Bat Rider can also, he's got a good escape, so he can get away if he does try to split push. I mean, it's not like he goes great physical damage, so killing a tower isn't exactly a specialty, but at the very least he's creating a distraction and slowing down the pace of the game and giving VP more things that they need to stop. And ultimately, I don't think they have the tools to stop all those things.
Time will tell. It's the only thing, the only answer I have. I mean, I like that. Creating chaos, might not be having Moon involved. But VirtusPro, that was probably the best scenario that they could have hoped for. They got quite a few kills. They didn't lose their Slardar. Important. If it's enough, yeah, we don't know that for now. As Moon is, of course, still split pushing. So is Nature's Prophet. And we're still seeing people building for BKBs. We already have one up on the Enigma. Slardar still fairly far off. He has enough gold for his Minthrow Hammer, but Recipe still needs to be there. And that's a pause from a teammate of Illidan. And I'm not sure if that is something that Illidan wants to do, because he was just on his way to try and haste himself up, because I think he knows that FNG and J4 are there, and this could be kills.
Yeah, this is potentially a pretty dangerous moment for them. They did just try to tornado them, but it wasn't in range, because Exort Invoker sucks. Yeah, I have to just subtly flame Exort Invoker, you know? It's like part of the deal with things.
But it's not so subtle anymore, is it?
Well, okay, I mean, you know, it depends on your definition of subtle. My definition of subtle is everybody notices it.
Okay.
Basically, my definition of subtle is wrong.
Seems so.
But yeah, for the moment, they're trying to get these kills. If they can, perhaps it gives them an option, but they still have to deal with this Naga Siren, who's now building up for a straight heart. You know, he's just saying, I'm going to make my illusions invincible. They're going to last longer. They're going to do better in the jungle. They're going to do better at basically diving into your base and killing off your supports as they try to escape from fights as well. This Naga Siren is just so painful to deal with, and VP, I mean, really, they just need to get more kills early, you know? They need to get the momentum up faster, and they didn't manage that.
Their momentum is gone now too on trying to get the supports, and they still lose their tower. They deny it, but nonetheless, the tower is gone, and I mean that opens up more potential for split pushing for Power Rangers on that bottom lane. I think they only want to go until after Slaughter has that BKB, because they kind of can't afford to lose him, and just an Enigma with a BKB is not enough.
Yeah, they definitely need that BKB, and in the past few fights I've seen as well, he's taken way too much damage from just sort of incidental magic damage, things like the Bat Rider, Firefly, or, you know, some spells from the Visage. So, that was a horrible pronunciation, that. Visage.
Smoke up! Smoker! Slaughter! Link! Who's he gonna crush? Where's he gonna go? No! Oh, hex up! That's why you need a BKB, dude! In comes Judum though with a force staff and a vacuum. The crush still hits upon both of them, but the wards are already down, doing massive damage to Judum, but he gets some extra armor from his Dazzle. He'll be okay for the moment. The gem still drops though, as it is Visage that dies. It's Shadow Shaman that dies, and there goes Illidan as well, as a BKB Bat Rider comes into Cheshire Cat, getting a Malefice, trying to get himself out, as Scandal already has double kill on this side of Power Ranger. Cheshire Cat, I think he's gonna be okay. He still has a Manta style as well if he wants to. And G, though, gets baited into moving way too far, loses his own gem. In comes the Black Hole, catches out Moon, but where's the backup? Now Illidan comes in, gets a crush up as well, but come on, it's a hearted Naga Siren. You're not gonna be able to get anything down there. Gets ensnared, tries to run. The haste will only allow him to take more damage. He'll try to take down Scandal, but he knows he's gone for 4 dead on the side of VirtusPro. And Moon barely a scratch on him. The only thing that he misses is mana. And yes, VirtusPro, they realize what time it is. They're gonna get 2 out. VirtusPro do not win against Power Rangers here in the joinDota League. Power Rangers 2-0, and very strong performance from them. And this is the kind of Naga Siren that VirtusPro was going to go for in the first game they had today, but here they get taught how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, great play by PR in both these games. They've actually sort of understood how their lineup works very, very well for themselves. And, I mean, the first time, really, that the Naga Siren actually comes to the fight, she ends up cleaning up at the end of it.
Yeah.
3-1-12, the end score. Pretty much the ideal, you know. And just a great play by PR there. VP, they struggled through the whole of it, and there was maybe just a bit too much aggression from Illidan. Some of the time, that aggression is absolutely perfect, and other times, it's right into the middle of the enemy base when the team isn't there to back you up, and ends up being a bit of a feed. And, well, it looked like at one point they were going to do it, because they took out the enemy range racks, but, yeah, they just couldn't finish off the side of PR before they actually came online on their Naga Siren.
Yeah, I am actually gonna try to see if we can still get into the game of Meteor Makers and Fnatic. If you want to, you can join me. Should be starting anytime, so...
I've got stuff to do.
Okay,
sorry. I need to,
okay.
eat, and there's a lot of cleaning to do in the house at the moment. So, if I don't do it, I'll, never do it. Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
And I'd already, said to myself, I will do this then.
Well, good for you.
So, yeah, sorry.
Any shoutouts and plugins before we go, then?
Shout out to Ives. He messaged me before this was happening. Said he fancied you.
Oh,
that's not a joke. He actually said that. So
cute.
And he told me not to tell everybody, so
Too
I thought
late.
I'd say it in front of 5,000 people.
Oh, that's rude of you. I don't feel sorry for him.
No, it's fun. I don't feel sorry for him.
It's very difficult to
'Cause
reveal
he
your
can take
feelings,
it.
though.
He can take it. He'll
Okay.
deal with it.
Okay.
You got an answer for him? I want to hear the answer for him.
There's no answer because there's no question, but we have to move on because the game should be starting in a couple of minutes.
All right, sorry.
So follow him on Twitch and set my jibs on Twitch.
Yeah, thanks very much for that. I forgot to plug myself.
With a double B on jibs.
All right. Thanks very much for watching. I will be going now, but next game will be coming up very shortly.
Yes. So stick around. We'll be watching Fnatic versus Meteor Makers in a moment. Don't go anywhere.